Testing, 1, 2. Okie doke, we're good. Alright. I'm getting a late start again. That is my bad. Good deal. Thank you, Trevor. One second. I suppose we can just get right into the news. I suppose. Oh, little sneak peek. Today we're going to be talking about the modern mystery school. Some have called it a cult. Allegedly, Miley, Cyrus, and Shawn Mendes have been in this cult, either currently or at some point. So, and then as a palate cleanser, I have some Reddit stories that I will be reading, and then there's like some videos, wholesome videos. Okay. So let's read the Modern Mystery School's mission real quick, if you would humor me for just a little bit. The mission of Modern Mystery School is to create world peace by empowering individuals to find peace within themselves. The Modern Mystery School is in service to all of humanity to assist the ascension. See, they had me, and then you start using words like ascension, and you start sounding real culty. You know what I mean? Of the human consciousness on this planet, this is a mission that the school is, or this is a mission the school and its lineage holders have been working towards for over 3,000 years. The purpose of the school is to help people achieve their highest spiritual potential in this physical life while living a life of joy, fulfillment, and love. The school provides people with tools, teachings, and they need in order to empower themselves and realize that they are their own greatest teachers, so that they may remember who they truly are. By the way, I was joking. They didn't have me at any point, but especially not when you're using words like that. So even this is like a very fluffed out. Let's get into like, I don't know. I suppose. Okay. So let's get into their lineage, because then things start explaining themselves a little bit better too. It's Scientology plus magic, essentially. It's close. It's kind of like Jonestown, but it's yeah. It's more like Scientology than anything. That's just in case. Oh, OBS, you're so... Okay. So, no. I can do that way easier. Okay. The lineage of Modern Mystery School dates back to the times of King Solomon, and has therefore over 3,000 years of history and lineage. While the mystery school tradition is much older than that, the lineage of MMS and its teachings can be verified and traced back to the teachings of King Solomon himself. Lineage, by definition, means lineal descendant from an ancestor, ancestry, or pedigree. The modern mystery school has persisted through time, and an ancient tradition of sharing knowledge from a teacher to student, affirmed by the holy process of initiation. So, I don't feel like we have to get into all of it, but I just wanted to involve, like, especially the King Solomon part, because that comes up a lot. I don't particularly. I guess I should have looked that up. I mean, I wasn't really interested in, like. I guess it is kind of interesting. Like, what does King Solomon from the Bible, have to do with their teachings? Because their teachings get very mystical very quick. The lineal and direct transfer of information in this fashion has to be preserved in the virtue and honor of the mystery school tradition, which has held secrets of God in the universe and keys to spiritual power since the beginning of time. This wisdom and power is available to all who truly seek it and are willing to honor its sacrifice. Honor its sacred nature by walking the path of initiation. Oh my gosh. I was like, did I read the same thing over again? No, they just said they ended. They ended it with initiation again. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. So their founder is an interesting guy. We can see what they have to say about their own founder. This guy. That's not what he. There he is. I was like, that's not what he looks like. Okay. So there are essentially the allegation is that people join the organization. He originally started the organization with his wife, who was a psychic medium, and owned a she owned a shop, and so they started this together, and it's essentially an LLM, an MLM, multi-level marketing scheme. So not only but it gets more in depth than that, where it turns into an actual cult. So that part is much like Scientology. What is? I would compare it. It was like a mix of Scientology and the David Koresh. Oh man, Waco. It's like a mix of those two. Because not only is there extreme financial abuse, there is also alleged sexual abuse, power abuse, that kind of thing. So, at one point, the church splits into two factions. I suppose that this is the main one, maybe the one that stuck. I haven't heard anything else about um, his wife's. Maybe she has like some of the international branches, and he. I don't know. I don't know how it works. Because there's a lot of branches. They're everywhere apparently. Um, so at a certain point, they were together and they made this um, organization or cult or whatever you want to call it, and he began interacting with his followers in a way of telling them that they had this spiritual magic within them, and the way to unlock it was by having sex with him, essentially. And that was the only way to unlock the next step, as well as, much like Scientology, paying like to unlock the next curriculum and like the next teachings. So like you would buy a seminar or a book or both, and then you would also have sex with your teacher, and you would be considered um, very high in the cult. So it's like I said, it's very much so a mix of those two. And apparently, he is not the only one. It would go like they would essentially like groom the women throughout the church, and it would start on a lower level, like certain lower teachers that were below Goodney. um, they would start a relationship with the women and do the same spiel. Like you know, if you want to enlighten yourself further, like you are special, and I know that there's something that um, because I'm your teacher and I'm also special and I'm a big place in the church. Like I see very much the potential in you, and together we can unlock this new spiritual awakening, kind of thing. And you will exceed in the church, but also spiritually, and be rewarded, you know. And it would start small, and then once the women would do it on a smaller scale, he would even, you know, enforce that to happen so that he could see how susceptible the women were, and also so he could pick out, you know, the ones that he preferred genuinely. Um, and that is the allegation. So, um, now their teachings are very complicated. I've tried very hard to understand them. I still do not. They are, I would venture to say, even though it's crazy to say, almost sillier than Scientology's teachings. It's not only does it involve aliens like Scientology does, like a literal alien race, much like Scientology does. It's very close to Scientology, but it also includes magic and um, meditation and like martial arts and um, the whole sexual aspect. It's very complicated, and there's also like a weird transphobia level that I don't really understand. Like it's very strange. Uh, they believe in turning people into gods and goddesses. Um, do, do, do. Okay. So this is them, I guess, beating the allegations. I thought this video was funny. Before I started, let's see. Oh, the Book of Mormon. It is. So, Mormonism is. It's kind of similar. Mormonism is more buttoned up than this. This is very much so more free love than Mormonism is. Um, more, Charlie Manson in that way. I would say that like Scientology is more buttoned up than this religion is, or this cult. So this is they're trying to beat the allegations here.
So good.
Hi, hello, here for the cult.
It's the whole they're doing. I mean, I'm sure you're not dumb, so you understand. But I just, it's the whole. If I say that I'm doing this thing and I laugh about it, people will think that I'm not doing it. It's that whole approach. God, somebody did this recently. Oh God, I forget who it was. Oh, it'll come back to me. But yes.
Wonderful. Kool-Aid cups are on the left, robes are on the right, fourth compound on the left, one person to a bunk.
Right this way. Welcome, welcome.
Here for the cult?
Hi.
Wonderful. Kool-Aid cups on the left, robes on the right, fourth compound on the left, one person to a bunk.
I remember who it was, but I mean, I don't know if she actually did the thing or not. I guess is why she didn't come to mind. I was thinking of Hailey Bieber. There's like the whole video that her PR had out, that it's like, and these are my 3 phones that I check all my ex or all my husband's ex's Instagrams with, and then and for all my fake accounts and fake numbers and stuff, and she pulls out 3 phones out of her purse, and then she's like, and this is an elixir that my dad got me from a witch that makes Canadian pop stars fall in love with me, and then she drinks it. It's funny, but it's like, I don't know if I think that's the best tactic. I think it works sometimes, and then some people are like, you're hiding in plain sight, essentially. And who's to know what's real and what's not? So it's like,
Okay, come. Enjoy. Yes.
Hello, here for the cult?
Freedom.
Excuse me. I thought you said freedom. No, you're here for the cult?
Freedom.
okay, so one thing that they really do lead into, so they're like, we're not a cult. We don't do that. One thing that cults do where they separate you from your family. We do that they don't say this part, but we do that other thing that some cults do where we encourage you to indoctrinate your family. We want you and your family, as many people as possible. Give us your mortgages, give us your 401ks, your savings. We'll take it all. We want all of you. No discrimination. And so, like, they are different in Scientology in that way, where Scientology likes to isolate people and specifically cut people off from their families. Um, it's a tactic that many cults use. This one doesn't. So, like, whenever news articles are coming out and saying this family member says that this person isn't indoctrinated in this cult, it's like, you really wouldn't know with this one specific, because it's not, that stereotype is not in, does not happen to be in this cult. So, yeah. And I assume that you can leave whenever you want, and that's another thing. So they're like leading to haha freedom kind of thing. I think you can leave, but that doesn't mean that they'll exploit you to the fullest extent while you're in the organization.
Freedom. Freedom.
No.
I'm sorry, we don't have any freedom here, ma'am. We can't help you. Off you go.
Goodbye.
Hello, sir. Welcome. Here for the cult? Wonderful. Kool-Aid cups on the left, robes on the right, fourth compound on the left, one person to a bunk.
Come, so happy to have. Welcome.
Hello, here for the cult? Yes.
Got some great ideas.
Freedom!
No, freedom. No, we don't have any.
All right, ready. All right, I'll sit down when ready, but...
You may not know, but the team here at Cult TV has gone undercover into the alleged cult, the Modern Mystery School. We've gone behind the scenes. We've sent in videographers undercover to find out, is the Modern Mystery School the cult that everyone says it is?
Okay. So I don't want to watch this whole thing. I just wanted to show you essentially what they were trying to do here. I think you get it. See if there's anything else interested in this.
Lions. What do lions mean in a dream? Some people, so weird. Who cares about the dreams? Who cares?
I really need to hear that.
Was right.
They do look very glazed during this whole thing, so it doesn't help. They've got the Mormon glaze. The Book of Mormon is a really good musical. I'd love to rewatch it. Okay. What did I want from this? Is that one guy? From this woman's story? Hold on.
OMG. Like what is the...
This life activation with Julia, and I thought, this is really strange. She's poking this thing into the back of my head, and to be honest, I didn't really feel any
course called Sacred Geometry, then another course on astral travel.
You're going head to head with the
That they
billions of souls.
For Bernice, this means traveling
you, and if you're not
stronger warrior.
Okay. So essentially this was the man that was... I don't think I can watch this because it's Vice. And they'll claim. I'm afraid I've already done too much, but I don't think I have. I barely even... I clicked through it real quick. But I'm pretty sure this is the guy. I could be wrong. So allegedly. But he looks like the dude. I wish I could pull up the screen grab of it so you could see his face. Ah. Is that the same guy? This guy. Is that the same guy or am I tripping? Let's see. I feel like it's the same guy, just like with different hair. I don't know. So, when I was saying that teachers would behave in this unfortunate way, who essentially groom the students in this cult, which they were adults, so, but they were students of the teachings. I think that, I don't know. modern mystery school offers spiritual tools of self-mastery and personal progress throughout ancient tradition rooted in lineage of King Solomon, who is renowned for his wisdom and connection to divine knowledge. This work continues today. It delivers results. The teachings bridge timeless wisdom with modern day realities, supporting individuals, cultivating clarity, courage, resilience, and purpose. Okay, so this woman, essentially her story is that this man gave her the whole spiel of, well, you'll elevate in the cult. He didn't say that. Well, you'll elevate higher in the school, but spiritually, mentally, and in status. And then he get, this means you're special. I see a lot in you, blah blah blah, that kind of thing. And then she says that they went to have this spiritual meeting. And she said that she realized he was just a man, and that's when she started to veer from the teachings. One of the things that she had to do to elevate, which I guess multiple people had to do, was put a blue tarp over their faces, and they would get buried alive. So, but they would come back. I guess they would wait until they were almost elevated, and then they would bring them back. So they would pull them back up. Strange ritual. I would be uncomfortable. So Shawn Mendes began dating a woman who was a teacher in this organization. Well, I'll let not the good girl tell you a little bit. I'll chime in.
For the understanding and patience of his fans, and to emphasize the importance of prioritizing his mental health during this period. His vulnerability in sharing what he was going.
So I've noticed that a lot of, if musicians, they have to devote all their time for it, they can no longer tour. It's unlike Scientology in that way, where it doesn't. Scientology wants people working and being in the organization. It gives them validation, as well as advertisement. So they want people to devote all of their time and energy to this organization.
That being back on the road would take on him after the pandemic, and that he needed to take personal time he had never taken before to ground himself and come back stronger. But recovery seemed to be more challenging than Shawn expected. At the time of this recording, Brother UK series in 2013.
I'm Charlie, I'm from London, and I literally just got to LA recently. I get back to my apartment, or Dom's apartment, and I've been pet sitting, you know, looking after his fish, or attempting to, and I got back in, he was in Vegas for the weekend, and I get back in, and George, his favourite fish, there's 8 fish, but there's one that he particularly loves that he named. And George is sort of floating halfway at the top of the tank. So I'm thinking, oh my God. I'm a Reiki, I did my Reiki 1 in England. So I went up to the tank and I started healing the fish. It didn't work, so I got my hands in the tank.
The thing is that like I've noticed that this is like a tactic that they do. It's like they're joking. It's a big joke, but like I think they're being serious. Like probably did do Reiki on the fish. Like this might be a real story. I don't know specifically if this is a real story or not, but just like the whole thing of like we'll lean into it, you know.
Rolled up my sleeves, got in the tank, and I held the fish with both hands and started doing
Also,
sort of the chant that we do.
also Reiki, you know, I'm not here to say whether Reiki does or doesn't work. I think that is something that they do practice, but I'm not sure. They do a lot of like different kinds of meditation, like so I would assume that Reiki would be, yeah, that sounds like something that they would do.
That we do, that they know. Namayo Rengekyo. And it didn't work, so I thought I'll watch the other fish for a bit. So
they say they use a lot of like ancient, or that they've been around, that they are ancient. They've been around for. So they say that they use very ancient traditions and mystical skills that were just recently allowed to be unlocked by the founder. So to the public. Like at first it was just for a very special select few for a long time, and then only recently by this man were these teachings like open to the public, is what they claim.
So anyway, I won't go into that one because it makes me look bad. Worse than I already do, pet murderer. So lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay, right. So I actually also, true story, I work for a medium. I work with a medium. I'm the assistant of a psychic medium on a show. And so whenever I go to work, it's me, him, in the car, and obviously 18 dead people. So when I was younger, I did a Ouija board at my boarding school, and I got addicted. So I have 3 diaries back at home in purple highlighter the question, and in pink highlighter the answer, so I could keep all the memories of it. And I had a fear for 15 years of sleeping alone, so I used to share a single bed with the lights on, and I couldn't pee on my own, I couldn't shower on my own. It basically ruined my life, genuinely. And I'd finally got over it by thinking to myself, there's no such thing as spirits, it's all in my head. And of course, there are. So I know that from working with him. So ever since then, recently all my fears have come back again. So
Charlie currently lives in Los Angeles, California, and has most recently appeared on the TV show Hollywood Medium, with Tyler Henry as his assistant. She's released 2 singles of her own, with a combined 151,000 streams on Spotify. But it's not her work history or the 12-year age difference which has ignited debate amongst Shawn's fans. Charlie is allegedly associated with the Modern Mystery School, also known as MMS, which is an organization whose mission, according to their website, is to create peace on this planet by uplifting the hearts and minds of humanity. MMS has labeled themselves as, quote, the Harvard of Metaphysics, and promises a transformational journey that will definitely change your life and that just might change the world. The owner of the Modern Mystery School is a man named Gudni Gudnason. Gudni was born in Reykjavik, Iceland.
So, Shawn Mendes was seen out with this lady.
into Shawn's life around the time of his breakup with Camilla. It's also been alleged she was part of the inner circle who...
That was just about the founder. About like how he grew up. He grew up in Finland. I don't him and his wife.
What they call Chief Enlightenment Officer. Nakagomi
I think
and
that is the
Lanyon
guy.
became Goodney's right-hand men.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Together, they are out to save the world, or so they say. MMS students don't just pay for programs to learn mysticism and martial arts. Goodney took what he learned from his Amway days and put a heavy emphasis on recruitment with his students. While the MMS website talks about a lineage, but it's widely reported that she came into Shawn's life hierarchy. She was first linked to Shawn in November of 2023 on that beach in Malibu, but it's widely reported that she came into Shawn's life around the time of his breakup with Camilla. It's also been alleged she
So
was
the second one, I'm assuming. Because he was with Sabrina Carpenter for a time.
Of the inner circle who influenced the decision to cancel his world tour in 2022. On that Malibu beach in November of 2023, Shawn and Charlie were spotted stripping down to their underwear for an impromptu ocean swim. When they returned to the dunes, they spent several minutes singing and doing breath work together as the sun went down. At around the same time, paparazzi snapped Shawn and another person performing what appears to be some type of spiritual ritual in the woods.
I feel like I shouldn't be looking at this. This feels very intimate.
This fueled public speculation of Shawn's involvement with the organization and Charlie's alleged role in facilitating it. In December of 2023, Charlie was spotted moving her personal belongings into Shawn's $4.6 million mansion in LA. And just like Scientology, there are more than a few ex-members who have come out worse off than when they joined MMS. One former member was interviewed by Vice in 2021, and she shared her experience of being with the Modern Mystery School in Japan, where they took her to the base of Mount Fuji. She was left alone for 3 days and nights in the forest with only a bottle of water to sustain her. She first found MMS 8 years before after she went to see a psychic medium, a psychic who was connected to MMS and recruited her. During those years, the victim spent thousands of dollars and countless hours in meditation to work her way up the tiers.
Yeah, it's meditation, it's classes, it's curriculum, books.
Tier required a new and more extreme demonstration of her commitment
Crystals. They sell you like $20,000 crystals
to the cause. After 3 days alone in the forest at the base of Mount Fuji, she and her fellow devotees were taken to a clearing where several freshly dug graves were waiting for them. Each person was told to lie down in one of the empty graves while a plastic sheet was laid on top of them and dirt was piled into the hole. Once they were finally relieved of this ritual, they were awarded the new rank of what's called Third Step Ritual Master. This experience, alongside SA allegations,
It's crazy that that's common practice.
the victim made against the
Why would you do that?
school's chief enlightenment officer, Dave Lanyon, deeply traumatized her, and she soon left MMS. It should be noted that Dave Lanyon also goes by the name Ipsissimus Thor, and when asked by Vice about the buried alive ritual, the school claimed, quote, "This is part of a symbol."
That guy's gross. Okay. So, let's look up this too. So Miley Cyrus apparently has been involved with some sort of cult-like figure before. I don't know his name. I don't want to type that in. So allegedly, her and this man did drugs together. For a time, I think it was around after the Bangers era. She was associated with this man. So I will read this article. It's not been lost on fans that Miley Cyrus has been keeping a low profile since the release of her last album, Endless Summer Vacation, which came out March this year. While some have argued that she's been out of the limelight as she's been producing new music, she has now started teasing the release of an upcoming song titled Used to Be Young. Others have suggested that Miley Cyrus's silence is evidence that she's actually joined a cult called Modern Mystery School. So, Shawn has also been quiet since allegedly joining this organization. I think that I don't think Miley was ever in it. If anything, I think that she took some classes, for a couple months. But I don't think that she is affiliated with it whatsoever anymore. I don't know if she was at all, but if she was, I would say that it was to that extent. But the rumors have appeared to originate on Twitter, with users posting selfies taken by the singer alongside her cult friends. The theory gained traction after a TikTok video about the rumors went viral. We can watch it.
Okay, hang on. I just saw on Twitter that Miley Cyrus is now in a cult. The cult is called the Modern Mystery School, and it's not really a school. It's allegedly an organization that trains healing practitioners in the tradition of the lineage of King Solomon. These healers are encouraged to join sacrifices every year and sign contracts stating that they aren't allowed to tell anyone about it. These two girls, Lily and Blue, were allegedly healers at the cult school. They allegedly met Miley in February of 2023, right after Flowers dropped, and encouraged her to join their cult. And allegedly this is the reason that Miley's been so MIA. No performances, no public appearances, no promotion for the album at all. Aside from the Disney Plus special that was back in March. Fans are speculating that Miley's Instagram is being run by an intern. Her first couple of posts about Flowers were very loving, very personal, and as the weeks went on they sounded very AI generated, which makes people think that someone is posting on her behalf. Miley's sister Brandy also went on a podcast and spoke a little bit about Miley's absence.
I'm not speaking for Miley, I'm not speaking for anybody, I'm not speaking for fans. But from what I gather, fans are a little frustrated that Miley's been a little quiet on social media and maybe not doing public performances. This is what the fans tell me is that, where is Miley? We miss her. Like, we want to see her play, and she's not doing those things. And so people say crazy shit.
Something similar to this also allegedly happened after the Bangers era. Miley kind of disappeared and started hanging out with this Wayne Coyne.
This is what I was referring to earlier.
Character. This man was 62 years old and very notorious for his drug use and his cult-like leadership. Back in 2012, he enlisted a bunch of celebrities to donate blood and add it into a vinyl record. The two also performed together back in May of 2014. And during this performance, there were accusations of drug use. There are also concerns that Miley is very easily manipulated and influenced by the partners that she's with, kind of picking up the hobbies and interests of whatever partner she's dating at the time. And this is a picture of Miley with these two girls again, Blue and Lily, from one of their healing cult lectures in May. This is obviously all alleged, but it is really odd, and I just hope that Miley's okay. Leave your thoughts below, guys.
Me too. I think she's fine. For sure, I think she's fine now. Pretty sure. That's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. Okay. I just wanted to check something real quick. Back on track. So this is the photo of her sitting at the lecture. That's the... So it's like she would confirm to at least have gone to one of the classes. The ceiling looks pretty. Okay. And then these are the ladies that are allegedly apparently in the cult. Same thing with it's alleged that, who knows, this could be a fake picture as well. You never know. It's all alleged. Nothing's real. Okay. Okay. Her first couple of posts about flowers were very loving, very personal, as the last went on surrounded very AI generated. Yeah, I agree with that. She said that in the video. Is she in it? I mean, it's possible, but it's incredibly unlikely that Cyrus has really joined. She has started teasing new music, which suggests that she had her time away from touring, social media, and spent it in the studio rather than running around with Modern Mystery School. So, I think that if anything, she just went to, allegedly, if anything, she just went to a couple of classes. But, allegedly, possibly dabbled? Possibly? Possibly dabbling? Okay. Oh, he's got a cape. I can't lie, that's kind of a sick cape, but I would just give that cape to Miley Cyrus. I bet it would look so much better on her.
All around the world, people are being reborn through ancient ritual to activate their optimum selves, channel their spiritual light, and defeat evil. These are the warriors of the Modern Mystery School, true believers dedicated to saving the planet with their own secret methods of martial arts, metaphysics, and magic. Leading this crusade is Founder-in-Chief Gudni Gudnason, an Icelandic healer who claims he is a direct descendant of the god Thor, a man with extraordinary and potentially dangerous powers. One part shaman, one part TV pig.
Okay. I've had enough of that. So this I think is very interesting. This is the description of the Mount Fuji incident. It is very detailed, and I'll read some of it and you'll see what I mean. Starving, hungry, and near delirious from lack of sleep, Bernice Van Eck stumbled through the densely packed trees in the forest near Mount Fuji. For 3 days and 3 nights, she had been sitting in silent meditation, rooted in one spot on a nearby mountainside, with just a bottle of water to sustain her. Nearby, her fellow modern mystery school students had been sitting just out of sight, fighting their own battles with creeping fatigue, the elements and spiritual beings. It was late September 2014, a typically warm time of year in Japan, but when darkness fell, it had grown unusually cold on the mountainside. By the time that she saw the sun dawn for the third time, Van Eyck's mind had begun to deceive her. She found herself haunted by shapes, shadows, faces swirling in the surrounding mist. Her journey to the mountains had taken 8 years. Van Eyck was 33 and working as a fashion consultant a in Cape Town when she discovered the school. A white South African with blonde hair, a broad, confident smile, Van Eyck had come to understand at a young age that she possessed psychic abilities. In 2006, she began being troubled by dreams that seemed to be originating from the spirit world. Oh my god. My contact. She consulted a medium who referred her to Modern Mystery School, where Van Eyck discovered a community of people who shared her spiritual convictions. I always felt different my whole life, she told me recently. I felt like these people see what I see. They feel what I feel. Oh. I feel, but it's sad that people take advantage of people just wanting to, like, the innate function of just, wanting community. You know what I mean? The sense of purpose and acceptance she felt then would be tested repeatedly in the years that followed. Van Eyck was forced again and again to prove her commitment to the school. When things got tough out on the mountain, she reminded herself of the work and sacrifice it had taken this far. The hours spent in meditation and study, the tens of thousands of dollars spent, the humiliations and hardships endured. If all that hadn't been enough, the last 72 hours had surely proved her dedication beyond doubt. Before there was one more ordeal to come. As the students came down off the mountain, they were guided to a clearing in the trees. Van Eyck's throat tightened as she saw freshly dug graves. She tried to silence her rising panic as she was told to lie down on the cold ground, and a plastic sheet was dragged over her. A shovelful of dirt spattered across its surface. Van Eyck cupped her hands over her mouth and took shallow breaths. The dirt piled up. She felt its weight press down upon her. To fund their tuition, students are encouraged to launch their own spiritual businesses based on the school's teachings. They are offered classes such as marketing basics for professionals, or for a professional light worker. The Modern Mystery School boasts more than 900 certified practitioners worldwide. There are hundreds of mystery school affiliates with names like Sacred Vibrations and Sky Spirit Healing, offering services ranging from psychic readings to crystal healings and exorcisms. The school describes this network as international community of light workers, initiated in an ancient tradition of service, compassion, and empowerment. Its critics include numerous former students that describe it as a cult and a spiritual pyramid scheme. For those members who face psychological trauma, spiraling debts, and relationship breakdowns. So it does get in the way of relationships. It seems. Well, I'm sure it does, because there's no matter no matter the fact that they might not necessarily want you to separate from your family, they want you to indoctrinate your family, and your family might not want to join, and you do, and so that does separate you. You know. That was something else. That goes out here. Okay. People think that Miley's new album is going to be possibly about this experience. I don't know what to call that. I'll figure it out. Okay. That is alleged and most likely, just rumors. So let's read about what those rumors are. Rumors are swirling that Miley Cyrus's next album, Something Beautiful, might include a track about her alleged experience with a cult. Yep, you read that right. Fans have taken to social media with theories that Miley was involved with modern mystery school. But how true is this speculation? Let's break it down. It all started after Miley went MIA following the release of Endless Summer Vacation in March of 2023. While some thought she was just working on new music, others believed that she had actually joined a secretive group called Modern Mystery School. Oh, look, it's Phineas and Ferb. This wild theory took off on Twitter when fans posted selfies of Miley and her so-called cult friends. It gained more traction after a TikTok video went viral. Allegedly, this is the reason Miley has been so MIA. Okay. So is Miley in? Honestly, probably not. Well, while it's possible she explored spiritual teachings, there is no real evidence that Miley joined. She is setting up to drop Something Beautiful of May 2025, and fans think some tracks might touch on her experience, but that's just speculation for now. Miley's sister, Brandy Cyrus, even laughed off the rumors back in 2023, saying people say crazy shit. So until Miley speaks out, we'll just have to wait and see. Yep. Joke. Thank you to everyone who liked the stream. I appreciate it. And to everyone that's here and whoever's watching the VOD, thank you for being here. So this is just a list of, I thought this would be something that we could go through to kind of connect to the, So this is just alleged connections with celebrities linked to. So what is this? Okay. Um. I don't know. Okay. Landed in the arms of the Living World Fellowship. This is Yoko Ono's daughter. Okay. I don't know who this is, but well. Oh, is it Nexium? Girl, no. Nexium's bad too. I'll probably cover Nexium too. Okay, I need to start reading. So I don't know. A bunch of women from the CW. She's from, what is the One Tree Hill CW show? I don't know, but she's from the CW and she is in. I don't know. I can't find it. Okay. A lot of like younger, tiny celebrities. A lot of like children of celebrities I've noticed on this list. Andrew Keegan, I feel like I've heard about him. What is he in? Full Circle. Hey, look, it's Miley Cyrus. Michelle Pfeiffer. Really? Where? Linked to breatharianism? A cult that believes that the only source of nourishment should be sunlight. That's not healthy. You shouldn't do that at all. What do you mean? How do they eat? They have to eat. They're alive. What do you mean? Okay, so she's out, thank God. She said in 2013 that they were very controlling. I wasn't living with them, but there were a lot that they were telling me I need to come more. I had to pay for all the time I was there, so it was financially very draining. That is a common theme. Winona Ryder? Rainbow Commune? Oh my goodness. There's like an app. Nexium. Whoa. What is it called? The Seaside Sect. It's founded by her father. She was on The Bachelor. Okay. Anyway. Yeah. This is getting boring. Even for me. Hello? Okay. Here's a monkey that wants to see a baby.
Oh, she wants a baby?
Technically, it's not a monkey. That is is it chimpanzee? No, it is not a chimp. I don't think, but it is of some kind. So not a monkey. I think.
और 10 ये 50 बाद में डिवाइड कर लेंगे इनमें डिवाइड कर लेंगे ठीक है ये आपकी दी भी होगी
That's funny. Okay. It's cute to get a puppy. Okay. I have a Reddit story to read. Let's get chat open, so if anybody wants to. Boop boop. Oh, hello. Hi, Eric. Hello? Okay, you can hear me. Is it because you missed some of it? That's okay. Okay. Let me get this Reddit story up. I've lost it. It's gone. Oh my gosh. This is riveting content. I know. I'm so sorry. Okay. Okay. Um. Okay. Um. For my birthday, I decided to help my mom visit City's downtown Grover's Market. It was hot outside, and I saw some people with lemonade. I asked where they got it from, and they pointed it out. I offhandedly mentioned that I was there by myself and wouldn't be able to get it, so they offered to get a lemonade, and they wanted nothing and got it for me. But I still paid them as I had the money, and they then came back to my vendor spot to get something. This restored my faith in humanity. Um, Even though they did not know it was my birthday, some kind strangers did something nice to someone they did not know, expecting nothing in return. I think that's sweet. Uh, okay. So, funny story. That's one way to scare off religious solicitors. So back in 2011, I was majoring in theater arts at a local college when in the theatrical makeup class, it was the only class I had on Fridays. I frequently came home in whatever I had done in the day in class to show my dad. It was the week of Halloween. I know where this is going. And our teachers and us, Bloody's gore makeup, and my horror obsessed haunted scare actor. Okay. While most other students did burn a few bruises, maybe a gash on their arm, I made myself look like roadkill that also got mauled by a bear. It was a lot, enough to get me pulled over by a concerned campus cop when I was leaving. I went home covered in fake blood, looking like hell and loving it. My dad told me to keep it on so that my niece and nephews could see me when they got home after school. I knew they knew I had a makeup class. I wasn't going to scare them. So around 2:45 p.m. I hear a knock at the door. Well, I decided to answer it like a zombie to make them laugh. I should know. I realized I should have probably checked to make sure it was them. I answered the door, dragging my foot and moaning, "Brains," to see two Jehovah's Witnesses go absolutely green and bolt back to their bikes. I literally was still processing what had just happened as they peeled around the corner and my brother showed up with the kids. To this day, my dad sees them and see them actively avoid the door, and once they heard to him referred to it as the home of the devil. Um, yeah, that's a lot to read. I was gonna read it, and then I looked at the comments. Everybody was with me. They're like, "This is a lot to read, man." No, I would have read it, but it didn't seem like it was going. I read some of it. Didn't seem like it was going anywhere. Um, that's very loud. Okay. This is nice. A sweet message from a parent. To message you, but I didn't know if it was appropriate. Blank is having the hardest time accepting that kindergarten is over. She cried all day yesterday. She took your picture frame everywhere she went. She had dinner with you, carried around your picture. She even slept with your picture. Thank you so much for all the work you've done, especially with my girls. They love and respect you so much, and they will remember you forever. Blank wants to be a kindergarten teacher like you, and have me volunteer like your mom does. Very sweet. These are so loud. Oh, he's drawing him. That's nice. Okay. I should probably get off here. Okay. Thank goodness. I almost did an oopsie doodle. No. It did it. It did the oopsie. It's fine. It's very easy to. Now we're back. Okay. So, how long have we been going? I'm unsure. Okay. Oh, okay. An hour and 20 minutes. That's pretty good. Anything else we can get into real quick? There's a little alien, so I want to stack it up a little bit more. Okay. So, I'm gonna get off here. Goodbye.